Awesome. Well, thank you so very much for joining me tonight. And I have Melissa and Hannah, two wonderful, amazing people that I'm just super excited and happy to be doing life with. And tonight, we're just really having a conversation about our lifestyle and really our journey, over the past years, over the past amount of our life to really talk about, a holistic approach to what it means to have good lifestyle. So that means our mental health, our emotional health, spiritual, nutrition level, all these different aspects that really, really play into having, a lifestyle that is balanced. Sometimes we are a little bit too much in one area or another. And what I just kind of want to say is we're all on this journey and we're all working to get better in different areas. And just being mindful and aware of these different areas is sometimes just the first step. And because of these awesome communities that we are in, we have the ability to grow in these other areas so that we become this full circle, this holistic person. And so we're going to just share a few stories tonight. And so if you are catching this live or you are watching the recording, I just want to thank you for taking the time to check this out and this add value to you. So I'm going to pass it off over to Hannah first. Hannah, go ahead and share whatever you got.
Okay, so hey, I am Hannah Honaker down in Jacksonville, Florida. I am a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. I'm just going to tell a little about my backstory so you know kind of who I am and why I'm saying some of the things that I'm saying. So I grew up eating sugar all the time, candy, anything sugar. So once I hit middle school and high school, I was told I had ADHD. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do homework. I couldn't sit down and just be and so all these doctors were telling me like, oh my gosh, you have ADHD. And I just kind of went with that and figured like, okay, well, I have ADHD. So fast forward a little bit to my freshman year of college, and I started learning about our bodies and our brains, and I'm realizing, wait, I think all this sugar that I'm putting in my body is making it hard for me to focus. And so what I learned is sugar is a neurotoxin. It does just that. It turns off those cells in your brain that help you think and help you focus. And so once I realized that, I realized, wait, okay, well, maybe I can actually heal this on my own. Maybe I don't need to take anything. Maybe I just need to kind of change my lifestyle. And so I started learning about like nutrition and whole food nutrition and getting the things. I used to take Adderall for a few months and I felt like a zombie. And so I started switching over my diet to more fruits, vegetables, getting rid of the fast food and the processed sugar and all that kind of stuff. And within months, oh my gosh, I felt like a completely different person. I think within 2 months I was off Adderall and I was still getting A's and B's in my college classes, like hard college classes. And so that was like my slap in the face that like, okay, get on board, like take care of your body, love yourself, and fill your body with like good nutritional, like amazing fruits and vegetables. Like it's so easy to go get those. And so, fast forward even a little bit more, about a year ago. So all of that was about 4 years ago when I was kind of learning about my body and all of that. And so about a year ago, one of my best friends up in Tennessee talked to me about these like whole food nutrition capsules. And I'm like, yeah, I eat pretty healthy. Like I'm on the right track. I got this down. And so she started sharing with me. She was a really close friend. I really trusted her. And so she's just started pouring into me about that even the fruits and vegetables we were eating today, like our soil just doesn't have the nutrients that it needs. And so it kind of made sense because even though my health and my mental health got a lot better, I still struggled with anxiety, like severely, like very severely. And so I did all this research and I realized, oh my gosh, yeah, like our soil is completely gone of all of our nutrients that we need. And so I started taking these capsules. They had a bunch of fruits and vegetables in them that were full of nutrients because they were grown or aeroponically. And within a month, my anxiety was, I mean, from like a 10 to a 1. from not being able to call in pizza orders to like calling a stranger, being like, hey, what's up? Like, let's be best friends, like connecting over coffee. And that was like, that never happened in my life before. And so, as a personal trainer, also, I always have people asking what supplements and what protein powders to take. And I was always felt like I was sending them in all these different places of go to this website, go to this store. And so it was cool to be able to now have something that I believed in and to be able to share with them and say like, hey guys, like this is what I'm doing with my life. And it's a lot easier to get like a bunch of fruits and vegetables this way than trying to go to the store and, try to get all these different things. And so it's just been really a fun journey to like realize how easy and simple it can be and how overly processed we kind of can make it as humans. And yeah, it's just been an amazing journey over the last like 4 or 5 years to kind of make that switch into a more natural lifestyle and just being connected with a community of people that are like-minded people. And so, yeah, that's kind of my story in like a few minutes. And I will pass it off to, I think, Melissa.
I'm going to go ahead first, and then
Okay.
Melissa, I'll drop it to you. So a little backstory about me. My name is Alex Key. Right now, I'm currently in Austin, Texas, and everything for me really started up in my upbringing in the Midwest. I had a complete Midwest diet. It was canned corn, canned veggies, noodles you pour out of a bag, usually meatloaf or all these different types of things, but not a lot of fresh foods, not a lot of salads and that sort of thing until really I got into probably high school. And so that was something that I really grew up on, drinking a gallon of milk every single week, all of that, and went through college the exact same way. I only knew what I knew at that point. And after I got out of college, I really started to think about different things. My buddy then recommended us do like a whole food cleanse. And what we were really doing at that point in time was going for a different promotion at work. And so we had heard that fruits and vegetables really added to, the clarity of mind. So about 7 years ago, I did a whole food cleanse. But basically went vegan for 21 days, and I felt amazing. My mental clarity was up. I felt great. That's also the time that I started my meditation as well as yoga journey. And that was amazing as well, to have all of this go on at the same exact time. And that was really when I started to understand what my body needed was a lot more than what I had been giving it before. I needed to like be moving my body all the time and not just in the weight room. I needed to be, stretching my flexibility, getting around also like really awesome energy and good people in that environment, in that yoga community, and really being able to meditate and calming my mind down. And so I was hitting all these different aspects at this one point in time. And I knew that this was going to serve me for a while, but I just did not know like what the impact of that was really going to be. And so my yoga journey over the last 7 years has been on and off. There would be times where I would be totally consistent, doing it for months and months at a time. And then, sometimes life would get in the way. And that was really, something that I wanted to make consistent in my life. Kind of like I said in the beginning, we are all working to get better in different areas. And so that is kind of a fast forward through those 7 years. I was out in San Diego last year, and the plan was to get my yoga teacher certification, which I did. And it was a really amazing opportunity to get consistent with what I was doing. And so during, about a year and a half, 2 years time, doing consistent yoga, probably, 5 to 7 days out of the week. My meditation practice was super strong, doing at least 20 to 40 minutes every single day, and also putting the right stuff into my body. And those were the 3 aspects that really, really helped me out, and really moving towards this holistic, aspect and picture of what I had for myself. And so that was just an incredible, incredible journey. And while I was in San Diego, I was also, I was eating healthy, but I knew that I probably could be doing better. So I was looking for a way basically to life hack. And I wanted my brain to be moving faster, because I remembered that whole food cleanse 7 years ago. And I was like, all right, I definitely know that fruits and vegetables are the way. Let me get more into it. And then I was introduced to a way to put more fruits and veggies into my body. And so after that time, my entire life, I'd been dealing with rolling depression. And for 2 years before I'd moved to San Diego, like crippling social anxiety, where it would just be extremely stressful. I would, feel like there was a weight in the middle of my chest, and it was just awful. And those were two things that, after adding even more fruits and vegetables into my life, I did not have to deal with anymore. My mental clarity went through the roof. My focus on what I was doing just increased so much. And over this past year and a half, it's been really great to be feeling like I'm moving into that more holistic self, you know, the mental aspect, the spiritual aspect, my nutrition and food, and just the physical aspect as well. All these different things really come from, an awesome community and just putting better nutrition inside of my body. And so that is really my lifestyle transition. What I see in the future is just more consistent yoga, more meditation, getting all these different aspects really built into my lifestyle, so that I, again, can have that whole person that I know that I can be, as long as I'm just taking the steps each and every day to get a little bit better. And so I'm going to pass it on over to Melissa. Go ahead.
Thanks, Alex. And Hannah, thank you for sharing your story as well. And it's ironic. I don't know if Alex did that on purpose, but it's funny that all three of our stories are totally different, but we do have a common theme. One of those is anxiety. So I don't want to jump to that piece of the story, but that is a common thread here. My story is similar but different. I grew up skinny, poor, and in the Midwest. I was very underweight, very malnourished, and eating a similar diet to what Alex described. Fried pork chops, fried potatoes, and any vegetables were canned unless they were from the neighbor's garden, and you might get a fresh, wonderful tomato here and there. Diet was poor. I only thought exercise was for people who were overweight or athletic, and I was neither at that time. So I didn't understand or equate exercise with health. Fast forward to my 20s, I was drinking, smoking, eating out all the time, like just living the wild life. And then I lost my mom to cancer by the time I was 29. And I had already lost my dad to an early death when he was 54, and I was just a baby. So I was basically an orphan at 29 years old. And that kind of sobered me, because literally and figuratively, because I had a child at that time. And I was like, man, I want to be here as long as possible for my child and to raise a family and to be healthy. But I had no idea what health was and what that picture looked like. So we're talking someone going from let's put down the pack of Marlboros and the Burger King, and where do I start? So of course I went the way of Western medicine at the time, which is all I knew to do. I was definitely dealing with anxiety, definitely dealing with depression, and hugely impacted by stress. So I went through quite a few life changes over the next 10 years and was on the hamster wheel of Western medicine, and really felt like I wasn't getting any relief, any results, just a lot of bills and medications. So by the time I started getting on the right path, I was probably on 5 medications, mostly for depression, anxiety, and allergies. And the medications would cause weight gain, and I would struggle to get that off, which then is a cycle of depression and food binging, and then the whole 9 yards. I ended up with an allergist who suggested food testing, and he told me, basically, he walked in and said, like, you're allergic to like everything. Chocolate, like everything. It was like beans, bananas, soy, rice, gluten, dairy, all of it. I was like, as long as I can eat potatoes, I'll survive. Okay. So he told me if I would do the whole, like a whole food kind of diet, like eat just lean proteins, lots of fruits and veggies, just see what would happen. And I actually felt like, hey, this is a plan. This isn't just a pill, right? He gave me a tool, something that I could actually use. And within 30 days, I had dropped 10 pounds. That mental clarity was like back. My energy level was up. I was feeling amazing, less bloating. Like I was like, oh, this is the answer. So I switched my diet. And for a couple of years, it's like Hannah said, yeah, I'm on the right track. I was eating healthy. I've after I had a kid and was struggling with the weight issues with the medications on and off, I finally did start exercising. It might have been DVDs at home with Beachbody or something, but I started exercising. And so now for 18 years off and on, I'm like that. I'm on and off again with kickboxing and Taekwondo and yoga. And I just need that consistency. So that's what I'm working towards here. I never thought of myself as a health and fitness professional, but I'm currently studying for my group fitness certification. And I look back and I go, I've been checking my Facebook memories, and I'm like, dude, I'm constantly posting like, felt great getting back to the gym, Zumba tonight, man, I miss that, you know. And so I do have a love and a passion for fitness and what it can do for your mental health, your physical well-being. I'm adding the fruits and veggies in my diet in such an easy, convenient way now. I see someone else doing it the hard way, and I'm like, dude, I've got something so much simpler. Makes my life easy, quick, move on. And now it's like, okay, got this piece down, got the physical thing down. Now I'm really learning the mind-body connection. Now I'm really delving into reading that and taking things like a yoga retreat that's out in the woods and going to quiet my mind and learning to meditate and getting that piece and really understanding how much now the piece of stress management and breathing and slowing things down, how impactful that is. So my health journey now is like, wow, I go to a chiropractor, I go to the woods, I watch my buddy Alex do yoga on Facebook and do it with him. You know, it's like my approach to health and my advocacy for my own health now is completely different. And it has shifted because I've met people like you guys who help me stay on track with that holistic, whole body approach to health. So thank you, Alex, for inviting me to be on the call tonight.
Absolutely, Melissa. And thank you very much for sharing. I really do appreciate it. And thank you, Hannah, also for coming on tonight and sharing. And Earl, it's great to see you, my man. Thanks for joining us tonight. And so I just want to wrap this up and just really talk about and just kind of pose a question that, you know, we have different areas that really add to our lifestyle as a whole. We have mental, we have physical, we have emotional, we have our nutrition, we have all these different areas, right? There aren't so many, but there are a few that are really very important. And, you know, kind of ask yourself, where are you at in these different areas? Like if you had a wheel and each one of those was at a different point in that wheel, you know, how far out could you shade to going to those different spaces? And where do you have to go a little bit more? And maybe it's in the mindset department, you know, maybe there's some personal growth that needs to happen. Maybe like Melissa said, having the stress be a reduction and really going at it at, you know, with meditation, with yoga. You know, is it physical? Do you need to find an activity? Do you need to start just walking outside? You know, is it the nutrition aspect? Are you needing to add, you know, more quality nutrition? Are you needing, like Hannah said, or just cutting out all the fast foods and that sort of thing? You know, where are you at in this whole entire circle of a whole person of what you have in your lifestyle? And where can you see places to make improvements? And so I really appreciate everyone taking the time tonight. Thank you everyone who joined us as well. And I'm going to go ahead and close off. Melissa, if you would like to end the recording, thank you all very much.